Welcome back to the Provenance Marketing Show. I'm your host, Ryan Jennings, and this is episode 15 of the show, where we talk about New Zealand-made products and services that great Kiwis in New Zealand are making and manufacturing, which is really cool, because the more we do here, the more we're supporting our own, and the more we're taking what we do to the rest of the world. And first up today is a product that's based on a material that many of us are very familiar with, and that is merino wool. These socks by Cosy Toes is an invention by Tracy Tote, who she believes that all Kiwis should grow up wearing wool. And merino wool isn't the wool that you're thinking about. It's not that scratchy, itchy wool. This is a wool which is just super fine. So it's great to touch and it keeps you warm. So those little toes of your newborns, these are 0 to 12 months, it's going to keep their toes warm. You're not going to have to worry that they're getting cold. And there's various sizes here. This is for shoe size 4 to 7, and here we've got one at 8 to 12. Obviously, because the merino is knitted here in New Zealand, this qualifies for the New Zealand made Kiwi trademark, and she's put that on each of the product sizes there. I'll let you zoom in on that, Hugo. So yeah, great product. You can go to her website, cosytoes.co.nz, and order from it. She gets a ton of orders internationally. Make sure when you're spelling it, it's the New Zealand spelling. It's Cosy, C-O-S-Y. Cosy Toes has been with the Buy New Zealand Made campaign since 2014. The business has been around since 2006. So some real success and longevity there. So well done to you, Tracy. I hope you get plenty of sales of these socks as the weather is really a lot cooler. Next up is a range of products here by Donna Chalmers, lovely lady from north of Auckland in a place called Ko Kapakapa. And Donna is still working into her 70s to make these products. She was trained, traditionally trained by a Savile Row tailor, which taught her some of the best sewing skills you are going to find. So for example, on this tote bag, which she has made herself and had printed, the stitching is just, it's perfect. It's double stitched, as she told me when we went and visited her.
I had a Savile Row tailor teach me to cut, and then I went and worked for Christian Dior. I handle every single item of product. Nothing goes out that I haven't seen. If you're coming to New Zealand for a conference, they should be given New Zealand made product. If they only realised if they bought a quality item, it would last probably 4 times longer than their cheaper item.
Really beautiful products, really beautifully made. I think it's Bukeko, same as what's on the pillowcase cover that she makes. Just the details, like when you see the zip here, it's just perfectly done. So those both qualify, as does the apron, because of that stitching that's happening here in New Zealand. One of the products that doesn't qualify, this is not New Zealand made, this is a tea towel, and the reason why it's not New Zealand made is it's only designed and printed in New Zealand. So having something designed here and printed here isn't enough to earn the Kiwi trademark. There's nothing wrong with selling it, like nothing wrong with this product, but there's no stitching. So Donna hasn't had to make this. So as you can see here, the label on it says made in India. And so that doesn't qualify. These other ones do because of the stitching. I wanted to make that clear. But go onto her website. There's a ton of different products you can search from, and each of them have different printed designs. Next up, we head over to the right-hand side of the table, and this is a product made by Johanna Hamilton. She's a children's author. This is her first book, and it's called Welcome to the World because, as you can probably guess, it's for those young ones, that newborn baby, as they arrive into the world. This is something to commemorate that moment. And as we turn the first page and have a look inside, you can put who it's from and who it's to, and then I'm going to skip straight to the back here. You also get to record all of the key details of your baby's name, the birth date, time of birth, the weight, and the measurement, which is a nice commemoration. And then throughout the book, she has written and illustrated these beautiful images here. And her inspiration comes from Japan. She taught children over in Japan, and she likes the minimalist way of creativity. So you can see this through the book. So she's given us a bunch here. Thank you very much for sending these in, Johanna. We're going to give them away. If you know someone expecting a baby, currently pregnant, comment below what you believe they're going to call their baby, whether it's a boy or a girl, and you're in the draw to win one of these Welcome to the World books from Johanna Hamilton at her publishing company, Sugoi Publishing. Now, the reason these qualify for the New Zealand-made Kiwi trademark is they're printed in New Zealand by Anchor Press. So it's not just that Johanna's the author and has done the illustration, but the book itself needs to be printed in New Zealand to qualify. So News This Week was invited to speak on News Talk ZB about the success of New Zealand Made over the last 12 months.
So 151 businesses in the past year. I take it that's more than you've seen in the past.
It is a lot more than we have seen in the past because we've raised the profile of the Buy New Zealand Made campaign.
Why are more wanting the status? Is it bigger competition overseas, or is it just that it's a really powerful marketing tool?
The work we're doing to help manufacturers gain a direct consumer relationship, they're picking up on, so they can focus on making the products rather than getting them to market. We've also seen good growth for producers, people who are growing products.
Market origin advantage is a great differentiator when you're in a crowded market space, and many of these products have imported alternatives. Creating something that's unique to what you do and adding that Kiwi can be a brilliant way forward. That's it for this part of the show. Now let's do a little bit on Q&A. We're still taking questions from our website, bynz.org.nz.
We're a New Zealand-owned and sustainably bottled water and would like to join your scheme to show our proud origins. What do we need to do?
What a great idea. Bottled water is a contentious issue in New Zealand. You've obviously picked up on that and decided to go with the sustainability route. All we need to know is that water is coming from a New Zealand source. Then you will qualify for the New Zealand grown or the New Zealand made Kiwi trademark. Simple as that.
Hi Ryan, we are a New Zealand nutritional product supplier and will be providing powder to one of our partners in China. The product will be manufactured in New Zealand and over 90% of the finished product will be sourced from New Zealand. How are we best to register, as this will be on behalf of our Chinese partners?
With the 90%, it's got to be from here, so I'm assuming that is the milk powder. So are your key ingredients by volume or importance grown or produced in New Zealand, but all or some preservatives or additives in the final product imported? So reading between the lines here, there's 10% that could be imported. The question is whether they are preservatives or additives, or they have a higher importance than the milk powder itself. If not, then you are likely to be able to qualify and label your product as New Zealand grown or New Zealand made.
We are making a health product and encapsulating it in New Zealand. However, our encapsulator may not be able to keep up with demand to blister pack and consumer package it here in New Zealand. The product and contents are 100% New Zealand made. Can we still use the NZ Made logo?
The rules only apply to the product itself, the manufacturing of that product. It doesn't apply to the packaging. Your packaging can be made anywhere. We would prefer you make it in New Zealand. There's some great manufacturers here, such as Jonathan Flett at Pack World down in Christchurch. But in terms of our rules to add that Kiwi onto your product, it's the product itself, it's not the packaging that goes around it. Right, that's it. That's our 3 questions for this week. That's been episode 15. Hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit about what's being made in New Zealand and what we're focusing on the Provenance Marketing Show. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, or if you're listening on the podcast, all you need to do is search your favorite podcast app. We're on Stitcher, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. One question I've got for all of you out there today is, what products would you like to see us feature on the show next. Comment below. Thanks a lot. See you next week.